welcome to another Drink of Age radio show here on ESPN 97.5. I am John Denman, co-host Tom Painter.
Heyo.
DJ Muskratch is a producer. And this week we are hanging out at True Anomaly Brewing Company.
What?
Yes, we are. If you've never been to True Anomaly, it's this badass little place right here on the east side of downtown. It's just kind of, you look right out and you see the freeway and everything's happening. But this area has grown up so crazy here recently and also shut down a whole lot recently. But True Anomaly is a great brewery. They're making some fantastic beers. We're going to be talking a lot about that and a bunch of other stuff with the co-founders. We have Tom Ahlstrom and Michael Duckworth.
Hey guys.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for having us.
Hold the applause.
Welcome to your brewery.
Yes.
And
Oh,
good
We're
to have
actually
you
in a
here.
cool area. We're in this
I-
back barrel room thing.
Spent all day here. And now I'm this is great. I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Great.
And
You
when
come,
you're like,
you come, we do the show here now. This is cool.
it's easy. It's like, I was going to go home, but then you guys showed up and changed everything.
Made us drink our own beer more.
Yeah, you gotta drink your own beer.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Almost
is,
like yesterday, right?
And the day before. Yeah, welcome to the barrel room.
Yeah.
This is where we age everything. This is well inoculated with some wild yeast and a lot of these barrels behind us and the fooders that we have here right across. We also have a number of just really fun fruited options that we're doing that we got in-house recently. Tom, you want to talk about maybe a little raspberry cherry?
Yeah.
things
So
going
we
on
got
in
a
the back?
couple fruiting tanks back there. Take a peek here in a little bit, but we got some golden sour barrel aged beer that sat in the barrel for about 12, 18 months, and now they're on one's on cherries re-fermenting and one's on raspberries re-fermenting. So some long-term fruiting projects for us. That's kind of the culmination of kind of our wild side and what we're into with sour beer. So those will be really fun to get bottled up and hopefully out here in the next probably say 3-4 months.
Yeah, if you've had the Sea of Waves, that's basically the base that went on top of that beer. It's all these French oak barrels have been aging about 18 months or so. So we're a little over 2 years old. So this project for us kicked off honestly kind of right as we opened, a little bit before. So this is kind of a long time coming for us. Obviously, the Sea of Waves and that long-term project was something we were really looking forward to, and now doing it over the fruit, we're kind of coming to full fruition of our urban jester mindset when we, first set out a game plan 8 years ago and what we would be in Houston. So it's kind of fun, and really to be able to bring those beers to market here in Houston, organically here.
And this is
down.
just a cool space, too, for events and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure thing. We're looking forward to getting some more of that stuff on the docket. Obviously, everybody's been laying low for a good while now, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm blazing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
all over the place.
The governor says we're all opening it up, 100%.
It's
Let's
done.
go.
It's
That's
done.
right.
Yeah. Well, it was more of a speakeasy, but I guess we can go public now. All right.
You don't have to use that cigarette knock anymore.
That's right. Everybody got it confused anyway.
I was just telling these guys, pre-pandemic, we had a wedding in here with 100 people?
Oh yeah.
Like an actual wedding reception.
Yeah.
Like they didn't actually get married here, right? Like
No,
the
just
ceremony-
the reception.
Just the reception.
It still blows Tom's mind. He's like, somebody got married in here? Are they celebrating a wedding? Yeah. We're actually, I think, going to be positioned to do a lot more of those. I know people have, been rescheduling all year. More people
Yeah.
are jumping in the mix. So, we are trying to set up the space as kind of a, more intimate venue setting. 50 or so people can really get in here, be comfortable, and like you said, enjoy the barrels. We've got a full range of beers from, your everyday light drinkers to, really elaborate bottle offerings that can really whet the appetite depending on, good course matching and everything else.
So all those
as fancy or simple of an event you want, we're going to get you covered.
all those Zoom marriages that occurred here over Zoom, we can hook you up with a real reception here. Is what
I
you're
think
saying?
the biggest thing is going to be all the people trying to get married before the COVID babies come.
Yeah,
And it's like, better
Yeah.
tie the knot and then let everybody know.
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah, I've got
Yeah.
3 on the way myself.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing about breweries, though, is like, having weddings here and stuff like that. It's like you become this, you're trying to make beer, but you become this integral part of the community, and all of a sudden people are like, I want to have my baby shower at your brewery. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, great.
Yeah. No, we. I think it was within the first 6 months or so of us being open. I came in, and there were 4 or 5 baby buggies just parked You know, I didn't even know we had a parking space for those when we first opened. It just naturally occurred, and then now it's a Sunday ritual, and you need to start really catering to it, and it's a fun crowd, and ends up being really family forward and dog friendly. The whole thing just kind of came together, even beyond what we imagined. Kind of people coming out and doing. So that was really fun to see.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. We actually had Huggy Bear from Local Group in here, and Bobby from Local Group in here this Sunday just to kind of hang out and chat. Another great little brew pub over here in Houston. But he was mentioning the concept of third space or third place, which is basically like the space between work and home, and like how breweries are kind of filling that that area, that void kind of. And now that everyone's working from home, they don't even necessarily have a workplace anymore. Like people are kind of itching to get out of the house a little bit, but maybe not all the way. And like we have Wi-Fi, you can come kind of do some work and still be socially distanced and all that. Like it's a good kind of middle ground for everybody. So
yeah, our 2 o'clock traffic has really come up. Turns out after a year working from home, around 2 o'clock, most people are like, all right,
done.
That's a lot of work for me by myself today.
I put in a full day between 10 and 2.
Yeah.
It's time to go have a beer.
Congratulate me.
That's right. Yeah, I worked my ass off for 4 hours.
That was a quick lunch break too in between. So yeah, I sat at my desk and ate lunch while I worked for those 4 hours. Yeah, no, it's a good spot. And I like how a lot of breweries have really taken off and really promoting having different events. I mean, just recently I was sitting there, I called my sister. I was like, man, why don't people have funerals at breweries? That to me seems like the perfect place to go sit there and celebrate and have a good time.
Very Irish of you. Is that in your blood?
It could be.
Maybe
that's the reason why.
That's a no-go.
The Catholics like to drink too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother's been known to throw down at a funeral.
I wouldn't know how we'd do the decor. I guess that would be up to them, though, huh?
Yeah, probably not use the party lights.
Yeah.
Disco ball going.
Yeah, depends what kind of.
Yeah, you need a DJ. We'll put a DJ in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah, Muskrat. DJ some funeral services.
Opportunities everywhere.
We're all looking for new revenue streams.
Exactly.
Yeah, always.
Now, baby showers and all that stuff. As long as they're not doing the reveal parties that's full of glitter, things like that.
Oh yeah, we don't allow the glitter.
Yeah, no.
We don't allow the confetti or the glitter. And the reason why is because if you take a good look around, it's still here. Because there's been a couple times that it slipped through the cracks, and it's still here.
Yeah.
From like years ago.
No, that stuff is horrible. I think we were at St. Arnold. Weren't we eating lunch at St. Arnold one time, and then they came over and they're like,
it's possible.
Yeah, there was a baby reveal party or whatever.
Yes.
And they're cleaning it up right now. Like, here's your broom. Here's everything. You sweep this up.
Well, that's the problem with being too family friendly is everyone wants to, all that stuff. Like a no label, we have to deal with that a little bit, but it's outside, so it just blows in the wind, and it's just kind of,
train takes it away.
Well, we have dogs peeing in the yard, so that with the glitter, it just kind of.
Is glitter beer still a thing? Is that still happening?
I think.
Yes.
I think
Eureka
Eureka
Heights did it for the New Year's.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love them to death, and I love Casey, but the glitter beer, I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind that. I don't know if I can get behind it. That being said, I do know that
no glitter policy.
I do know that the glitter beer that they ran it through one of their draft lines, and it took months to get that glitter out of that line.
Of course.
So yeah.
I think at that point, that's just
Here, tell
the
Tom.
glitter
You don't know
line
that for sure.
So
That's
like,
what I heard.
Just
Here,
switch a
Tom.
keg up, and it's like, okay, we're running the stout through it. A glitter stout.
Well, it's the same
Now
thing
we're
with like
running
running
little by little.
pepper beer or
Yes.
something. Like, well, once that type of thing is in the line, just like that line's done.
Yeah, it kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah, replace those lines. Yeah,
or just keep on making the same beer and just
That's right.
let that
Destroy it even more.
yeah, whether they liked it or not.
My wife knows not to get me any cards with glitter on them, or I will flip my shit.
That's it.
Anyway,
Then you should definitely do that if you're listening.
What a
How many
jolly
cards
guy
did you
this
get that glitter
She-
before you came to this conclusion?
well, not many, because it didn't take me long to figure out that I didn't want them.
Just the one.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten one. I feel like I need to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
Look, glitter card,
Waiting
man.
for your glitter card?
Waiting for
Trust
it.
me, you'll only get the one and you'll be done.
Yeah.
I like the porch bombs. Like people come, and they steal packages and stuff, and that guy rigged up a whole
that's
thing
great.
full
That
of
was the next
glitter.
NASA dude.
Yeah, it was.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sure
Yeah.
was.
He does it every year. It's like an annual tradition, right? Well,
with
it's
cameras
great.
and everything. That's what's amazing about it.
Yeah, and a
It's
tracking
like-
device and whatever.
Yeah, it's like, man, okay, well, this is $500, but it's very entertaining, and we're going to do it every year.
And he has it timed where, because he has all these GoPro cameras in it, and the whole idea is like they need to throw the thing out of the house, and he needs to go get those cameras because like the cameras are still worth money, right?
Yeah.
So they just think it's a bomb, but he's like, no, the actual thing took like thousands of dollars to make. So it is.
So he's got like a retrieval program.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
still somewhere in the area, like waiting for
He's
someone to
he's
steal that
nearby.
package.
It's
Is that like a
funny.
Fiverr job you can do, you think? You're like, hey, I need you to come in and scoop something up for me. No questions asked. $5.
It's great. Every year he does it. It's a good YouTube watch. Good times.
Yeah.
You engineers, you guys just like go to town.
Yeah, that sounds right. Spending way too much money for an overcomplicated
On a hobby
on a
that
hobby that didn't
doesn't-
yield you any benefit
Right.
whatsoever.
Pretty much,
Or
yeah.
rewards anyway.
It's like, yes, it took me 18 months, but look at how cool it is.
Yeah, right.
The guy that built that squirrel
It's the
gym
same
in
guy.
his backyard.
I think
yeah,
it's the same guy.
guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
oh yeah, that
he
one's
built
great.
this whole little obstacle course for squirrels, and it's like, man, now I want to do that. I only built a picnic table.
Yeah.
I feel my squirrels need more.
Yeah, what's your quarantine look like? Be a little more productive, buddy.
It should, yes. All right, let's take a break, and we get back. We'll talk more with True Anomaly. This is Drink of Ages. Stay tuned. New Magnolia Brewing, family-owned and operated, located at 1616 Bevis Street in the historic Heights. A neighborhood brew pub serving up high-rotation, high-variety of finely crafted beers. Everything from an award-winning American Light Lager, a traditional West Coast style IPA, to funky sours. With a passion for brewing up traditional European classics like their award-winning Father Bernard's Grodziskie, a 400-year-old Polish oak smoked wheat ale, and many more long-forgotten styles. Taproom is open 7 days a week with plenty of on-site parking and is definitely family and dog-friendly. Look for new and special beer releases Thursday and Friday. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook at New Magnolia Brewing. Weekends are a great time to check out Megaton Brewing in Kingwood. Jared, Chris, and the gang have created a badass place to kick back and enjoy a few beers. Big stouts, approachable sours, and plenty of hoppy brews are on tap at Megaton. Lots of space to hold your birthday party, corporate outing, or any event in one of the most unique tap rooms in the Houston area. Check them out on social media for their concert and event schedule. Megaton Brewery. Hope to see everyone at the vault. All right, we are back. You are listening to Drink of Ages radio show on ESPN 97.5. I'm John Denman, Tom Painters joining us here, co-host, and then DJ Muskratch, the producer. And we're at True Anomaly, hanging out with Tom Ahlstrom and Michael Duckworth. We covered a lot in the first segment. I mean,
Not
what
really.
exactly.
I feel like it was
Not
pretty-
I don't think we
we
did.
talked
I
about.
think we talked about a lot of not.
Nothing regarding beer, but
Nothing
I mean,
about
it was
beer.
all great.
Yeah. Quality entertainment, I'm sure. It's nothing about beer.
Well, that's what this show's all about.
Right.
You know, there's it usually ends up where there's not really a lot of beer talk, but a lot of beer drink.
I'll be better prepared next time.
Yeah.
Maybe-
What are you guys drinking right now?
This is Nelson Park. So we have a Park Pale series. Rocket Park is the headliner of that. That's our kind of year-round, everyday beer with its 100% Citra, but the whole Park series is 100% double dry hopped and bittered with the same hop. So it's really just a profile of a hop to accentuate and get better affiliated or familiarized with.
It looks
that
bright and clean.
Yeah. So this Nelson variety here is, as you might expect, Nelson Southern. So yeah, basically, like Doug said, the Park Series is just meant to highlight that single hop. I just created, there we go, right next to the mic. I love
Looks good. Sounds good.
it. Yeah, that canning line works. Yeah, it's a real simple grain bill meant to just kind of provide enough sulfates and bitterness to kind of highlight that hop. And the idea was to basically, we've actually done some Park Series with some experimental hops. We've done one with Sabro. We've done one with this one here's with Nelson.
Strata.
And
That
we
was
did
delicious.
Strata. Yep, Strata was good. But yeah, like Doug said, our Rocket Park is Citra. That's kind of our go-to with that one. So yeah, it's just a fun way to basically get to learn more about what a hop tastes like in a beer, and then we take what we learn from that and push it forward into our future beers and start mixing it with other hops. So.
What are the like if people come here? What are the like top 3 beers that usually are flying out of this tap room?
Yeah, so the Go Flight, our hazy, is
It's
on
delicious
the
and dangerous.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's usually on the top of the list. Our fruited sours. So we have a number of rotating fruited sours at any point in time. Right now we have our Happy Little Sour on, which is a strawberry rhubarb sour. We have May, Sally, a bunch of different fruited sours. Whatever that rotator is, usually does very well. Rocket Park, the Pale Ale, does well. And then our lighter offerings. So we do more, not as year-round, but still pretty prevalent. Belgian-style offerings of the Grisette, the Saison, actually a dry hop Saison with Mosaic and Amarillo. And then we also have a Belgian blonde, which is the Trappist one. I think you were starting off with earlier. So some lighter. Both those are, the Trappist is in the 5.5%, the Grisette's 4.5%. Some lighter offerings there as well, and that nice good Belgian spice character on the Saison forward beers and the Small Giant and the Contact Light. So we have those. So if you're looking for something more old world or Belgian style, we usually have a variety of options for you on those. So I see a lot of those go through the flights. A lot of people are coming in, and obviously we've built a little bit of a reputation on those as well. So outside the Wild Sour program, people are really seeking us out for our Belgians.
Definitely appreciate the lighter offerings. Last week, John and I were at Valentin's, and there were none to be had.
Excellent beers.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, he pulled beer from 4 different barrels.
Of course he did.
That was part of the, we started, I think, 3rd segment or so with those, and then it just continued, and then the Fernet. And
we know Val well.
He loves Fernet, and he was talking about his Fernet barrels.
Yeah, they're Valentin's, yeah.
Oh, Valentin's.
Yeah,
Okay,
Valentin's,
gotcha.
Yeah. But the good thing was there was jet pizza. Waiting for us as soon as we finished. So it's like,
well, did Val used to work at NASA too?
Oh, he
Yeah.
still does.
He
still
does.
works at NASA.
Still currently there.
does.
Yeah.
There's a theme happening.
I literally used to work with Val on various projects at NASA, and once I found out he was opening a brewery, or I think it might have already been open, I don't know, then obviously we started to hit it off even more. So we know him really well. He's a great guy, and I'm still to this day just impressed that he can have an operating brewery and still work at NASA. Because we both had to leave those lucrative positions to open this hobby project.
We
here,
did we did try to take him out at once. There could only be one. That kind of thing.
Highlander
The
rules,
Highlander
yeah.
rules.
Right,
It was
right,
like,
right.
oh, NASA. I'm like, and then he did this whole Viking thing. We're like, okay, go for it.
So I hear, and I hear, I basically, I actually don't know if I've met them, but we got Val Jr. and what's his other son's name?
Well, we
John?
met John Mendez.
Yeah.
John?
Who
Okay.
was the other brewer.
And then one of his sons' name is Val, and I know they both work there. So
Yeah, we met Val.
They're working hard, and Dad's working at.
Yeah,
NASA,
they're doing a great
so.
job for the future 420 show. We should have
There
them
you go.
all on, and we'll have
Yeah,
a
for
NASA
sure.
themed. we can get
Yeah.
Grifters and Shills because John, who plays in that band, he's a former NASA, and then we'll do this whole
Oh,
thing.
nice. We
There you
can
go.
invite Astral out just to confuse everybody.
Yes.
I know it's the bane of their existence.
I know. Val's
People come in and
Valentin's
ask.
is great. We love them. But yeah, back to Duck's point. We try to really kind of, one of the things that we like to do here is focus on yeast driven beers. We like the Saisons and the Belgians and things like that have actual flavors that are derived from the yeast. Here in Houston, selling those to the general public isn't always necessarily an easy task. We're still trying to kind of educate people on our Grisette and our Saisons and things like that. I mean, these are beers that are literally perfect for drinking in the hot Houston weather.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, it's just like it makes so much sense to be drinking a nice Grisette or a nice Saison or whatever in the middle of summer here in Houston. IPAs are great, lagers are great. We're all for those. We brew them ourselves, but
So is everyone else.
and so does everyone else. Yeah, so we're trying to kind of educate people on some of these other styles and what another option is for you, and so we're hoping that people kind of pick up on that. And I will say that we got a couple new fermentation takes in recently, so we're going to be coming out with more lagers more regularly. So we will have some of those low ABV, light, easy drinking lagers kind of year round as well. So
Yeah.
something that I like to drink after a brew day, kind of things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good point Tom made is and to your question earlier, what's moving through the tap room. again, we get people that are interested in beer and want to really dive into the more unique beer offerings that we provide. And that's where, obviously, across the bar, we push more and do way better than we do on the retail side. Because when you walk into a draft bar, you got 50 beers on the list. The odds that you're going to be like, oh, let me try this Little Saison. What's that about? I mean, just the numbers go down there. So, but, we're doing a good job pushing out in the market, and more people are coming to us and saying, hey, this Grisette or Saison is delicious, and thanks for introducing me to the style. And now I'm picking it up across town, more often. So we're going to keep doing our part to get those out there. At the same time, keep on building our reputation around, the fruited sours, the wild stuff, the bottle offerings we have going on. Hoping to get some more unique things out in the market here soon. Our 2-year anniversary is coming up. So
Congratulations.
So, thank you. Yeah. So
We made it.
Yeah, we made it. Woo!
We didn't even get.
One year was great. The second year,
We didn't even get to have a 1-year anniversary party.
Oh yeah, I got cut
was
off.
canceled.
Yeah, we got canceled last year. So this is more of like a 1 + 2 = 3. I don't know. It's like a 3-year anniversary, I think.
I feel
that's
3.
the way it works. So
for everything that happened, just go ahead and make it 3 years.
Yeah. So we're trying to get some fun stuff together. We don't know what the exact layout of that is. We're gonna have some new beer releases, some merch, some fun opportunities to come in and do some fun stuff. But obviously, we're still being pretty sensitive to what's going on, in the outside world, and not trying to, drive having, hundreds of people coalesce in a small area. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we'll get more about that in the coming months. But something to look forward to, and certainly, if nothing else, just a lot of fun new beers that we're excited about, like the barrel age offerings, and just what we're doing on the clean side as well.
When is the anniversary party?
So we're shooting.
About what time?
Yeah, we're shooting for about May 1st. That's our optimistic date right now. So about 7 weeks out or so. Again, just see what the feel of things look like, and go from there. But our grand opening was at the end of April. So it was April 27th, I think, off the top of my head. So we're right around there. We were looking at May the 4th. That would be ideal. 1 year, we definitely, absolutely will have May the 4th be with you.
Tuesday though, isn't it?
Yeah. Fun. We don't want to.
Today is Tuesday.
Tuesdays are great days to drink beer. What's talking about?
Yeah. So looking forward to it, but still in flux there a little bit. But regardless, new products coming out, fun stuff, and still just new to the market as well. So stuff that maybe hasn't been seen, or offered by other brewers yet.
Just feel like the way
cool
things have been going, just with everything happening, it's like, man, it's hard to plan anything out. It's like right now, it's like kind of a safe time. It's like, let's just do it next week, before the plague hits again, or something else happens.
Yeah. It's it'll be interesting.
All right, let's take a break. Hey, I'm drinking this beer. This is really good. I'm going to finish this before we come back from break. The Nelson Double Dry Hop Pale Ale. And we're going to go try the other beer in that can over there.
Skylab.
Skylab.
Wow, boners all around.
What was that?
I hit my toe.
All right. We'll be right back after that. You may have noticed there have been quite a few changes at No Label, and they are steadily pumping out tasty brews. With their new head brewer, Trailer, bringing in his West Coast brewing skills, taps have been flowing with lots of hoppy deliciousness like Cali Boy West Coast IPA. I'm real excited about what they're doing on the west side. Taproom is open 7 days a week, very family and dog friendly. Make the short trip to Katy and see what is happening at No Label. Follow them on social media for events and beer releases. No Label Brewing Company. True Anomaly Brewing Company just released Skylab, an American IPA on draft in a tap room and into your local draft and bottle shops next week. El Dorado and Citra hops take center stage here. Skylab is a juicier, more mellow cousin to the West Coast IPA. It pours clear and golden with an aroma of ripe pineapple and flavors of peach and cantaloupe. Don't miss out on trivia every Tuesday evening in the tap room. Starts at 7:30 p.m. with cash and other badass prizes. Also, if you're looking for a place to host your next event, book the Barrel Room at True Anomaly. Baby showers, birthdays, intimate wedding events, True Anomaly can also accommodate business meetings and private happy hours. Check out their website for a booking link, trueanomalybrewing.com. Our friends up in Porter at Backpew Brewing Company is making some great beers and doing it in an old snake handling, speaking in tongues church. The well water has been blessed and used to make both Sinners and Saints lineup. Up next is Me Beer. This is going to be a blonde Doppelbock weighing in at a nice 10% ABV. This limited release will be available beginning of April. Also in April, put on your calendar Saturday, April 3rd, and come out to the Backpew to celebrate 5 years of them making some great beers. If you've never been out to the sanctuary, You need to come check them out. Back Pew Brewing Company. We are back and hanging out here at True Anomaly Brewing Company. Sours are some of those. It's my favorite solid beer. I love sours, and
That's why you did the Funk Fest.
I did need to bring back the Funk Fest. I think it's time for a 2021. What year? Yeah, 2021.
2021.
Funk Fest.
Yeah.
Maybe that will happen this year.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
Definitely a lot more to choose from than
Yeah.
the first one, but yeah, this year is it's not ridiculously sour, so it's very approachable for people that, you know, you said probably pop in here on a summer day and all that
Right.
stuff, and
Yeah.
it's refreshing. It's like an adult Gatorade.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got a nice soft acidity. pH is just a little higher than we would see on some of our other fruited sours, so not quite as tart. So it definitely blends well with the oak character. And the French oak is a little more light in character as well, so it's not too prominent. It's not, you know, super peaty or anything. The 18 months sit there really mellows it out as well, and then being second use, you know, really helps too. So, I think it all came together really. We're super happy about it. Like I said, it's one of my, if not my favorite beer.
And
here
we keep our barrel room here at 65 degrees best we can. Obviously, when it's 108 degrees in Houston in the peak of summer, it's a little tough to do, but we do our best. So yeah, we try to control the acetic acid just by keeping the temperature of these barrels nice and low. And yeah, nice soft lactic acidity is what we're going for.
Well, we can feel the 65 degrees. I mean, you guys are wearing jackets, so
Because we knew.
I know.
We knew
Denman's
how it
over
worked
in
in
his
here.
short sleeve shirt with the goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm actually still sweating out tequila and beer from yesterday. That's what you have. It's like you call a friend for lunch. I haven't seen him in a little bit. Hey, let's go have lunch. And then next thing you know, there's shots of tequila in front of you. It's like, man, this is not what I had. Okay, let's do more. And
Yeah.
That's a good friend.
Goes a great Monday.
you were asleep by 9. That's pretty good.
I was
Yeah.
in bed by 9.
There you go.
And up at 4.
Perfect.
It's weird.
But no, that's what I like to hear. I mean, I like to hear that, you know, you guys think this is a drinkable beer because, I mean, this is it's a beer that can go, you know, too sour on you if you're not careful. And one of the kind of the tenets of good beer that I like to stick to, and it's not, wasn't first said by me. I think I first heard it from Jeff Stuffings over at Jester King, is like, you know, I want to be able to create beer that you can have an event over. We can all sit around a table and like really dive into it and talk about it like we're doing right now. Or you can open this up and you can drink one while you're watching the Super Bowl and not, you know, care about it, not have to talk about it. Like it shouldn't be so difficult to drink that you have to like really explain it or whatever. So that it's kind of where we're at here. And
Yeah, you
it's a
don't want
drinkable beer.
people to not like it, but then like it after you explain it.
Right, exactly.
That's just weird.
Right. So
Well, this
you-
is great sour because you're not making that prune face if you like you don't like sours. Where you're like, ugh. Like this is like, because I loathe sours, but this beer is plenty.
Well, that's good to
accessible,
hear.
it's
That's
super
what I'm
easy.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not for
It also
everybody.
has that 8.5. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna get you going, but you're not gonna see it coming.
It's so
Yeah.
sneaky, though. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even
No.
know.
Very
sours
sneaky.
certainly aren't for everybody. One of our co-founders, Ben, one of the first sours he had, and Untapped, he posted, he was like, one day I will like sours, but today is not that day. And come to find out, he helped open a brewery that creates sours. So that's just kind of how it goes. They kind of grow on you.
Yeah.
Like they grow on you over time, you know?
Yeah, you might like remember those old bitter beer face commercials? Remember? And you're like, they're just trying to steer the market the other direction. They didn't know. They didn't know we liked it.
Bitter beer face 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Now we love it.
Are you talking about IPAs? Yeah, we all drink IPAs now. So thanks for that.
Yeah, that's bitterness is another one that a lot of people just there's either you love them or you don't like them at all.
Yeah. Well, and that's where, we brew a wide variety of IPAs here. We've got the old West Coast Ipa, which I think was probably the original originator of that bitter beer face, where, it's super bitter beer, real hoppy. We got Ben's House IPA, which is our West Coast. We got Skylab here, which you guys have had already, which is our American, kind of fruitier cousin of that. And then we do the Go Flight, the hazy style, which is basically an IPA without the bitterness. Which, we can go back and forth on what that beer should really be called. It's more like a hop juice, but it's delicious nonetheless. So, we try to run the gamut on the IPA train. We've got something for everybody. And then we got that, the Pale Ale series here, which is a little lower on the ABV. So a lot of our, our IPAs run in the 6% range. Go Flight's 7
7.6.
7 something.
7.6.
Yep. So
It's getting you up there.
yeah, it's getting you up there, and then we got our rotators. We got some hazy rotators where we're throwing kind of all sorts of whatever hops we can get our
Yeah,
hands
but that's
on.
not what we're talking about right now. We're
I
talking
know.
about these wild
All right,
funky
sorry.
things.
Well, he was
right?
asking about
he
bitter
just,
beer
he just
face.
kept going. He's
He was
like,
asking
I
about bitter
love
beer
beer. Let me
face.
talk
I was
about
like,
beer.
well, we got. You're right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
you
look,
want to go on to the wooden rocket here?
Well, yeah, I stepped ahead real quick. So we got Wooden Rocket. This is a more funk forward number. If not, I think one of
Pass
the
that down, if you will.
I'm not passing anything down.
This is
Yeah,
one,
that's all
this
done.
is one of my favorites. Duck loves the sea waves, which don't get me wrong, I do too.
oh, I love
This is
them all.
where it's at right here.
Yeah, so this is gonna be real Brett Ford, right? So real funky, like blue cheese, a little farmhouse, like to a farmhouse on 11, right? So it's not gonna be a little mellow saison farmhouse. We're gonna turn it up a notch. You're gonna get a lot more kind of hay characteristics, maybe a little bit more of that horse blanket type characteristic. We can.
I know
keep
it sounds
going
so
on those.
appealing for people that
Ooh,
don't
a
know
horse
what
blanket.
that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's
I'd
really,
love to
really,
taste a horse
it's
blanket.
really,
Yeah. Well, have you had? I mean,
it's really actually impossible to describe a Brett beer with words.
I just did it. What are you talking about?
No, I mean you did it.
I think you nailed it pretty solid.
But my point is, like to your point, when you're trying to describe a Brett beer, you're using words like leather, hay, horse blankets, sweaty pineapple.
Sweaty
is my
pineapple, and
favorite.
right now I will tell you, this completely accentuates a little sweaty
Getting there,
pineapple.
sweaty pi- it's
Oh,
like- it's like a
there.
pineapple.
It's there. You're gonna
Some
taste it. It's like
pineapple, but
it's like a
then-
fully ripened pineapple. Like
Yeah.
it's so
No,
ripened.
it's
that
not even ripened. It's going bad. On your counter.
It's
Yes.
so ripe. It's
You're right.
it's
I'm
at
getting
the
the horse blanket.
Right.
yeah,
There
with,
you go.
with the little and then take
You
a
know,
little thing, and
you remember
you're
the
gonna get a
last
little
time you
pineapple
went
in
out
there.
for a nice ride on your horse and you got back to the stable and you took the saddle off?
Yeah.
You know that smell?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Apparently, it's delicious.
Like it was under your ass. It was under the saddle.
That's the point.
You
Nobody
know, and
knows
then
what
the
that
blanket,
actually
and then,
smells
you
like
know.
because we don't ride horses. But that's what this is. That's what this smells like.
You guys have a very defined palate.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we got to go to a lot of interesting places just to find out what we're drinking. It's
now, so this is
I need to
actually
explain this somehow. I'll be back.
Yes,
this
right.
is
You're going
actually
Montana.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
3 weeks later.
This is a leather crop hide from a 3-mile journey down the Rio.
this is actually a collaboration with my assistant brewer Eric, who's got his own little outfit called Wooden Bus, and so we collaborated with him on this beer. They're really into kind of wild Brett flavors, sour flavors, things like that. So this is actually an all stainless beer. This never hit a foeder or a barrel or anything like that. So it was all stainless, but it's 100% Brett fermentation. It was 50-50. It was Brett Dre and Brett Klaus and I, Brett C. And yeah, really dries it out, and gives you that Brett flavor. And
Finishes with a nice spice, I think. Honestly, like,
Yeah,
you
it
got
definitely, yeah,
a little
has some
white
spiciness
peppercorn
in it.
type character in there. Right in the back, it's a little higher in the heat as well, but I think it complements it just because of all the unique characters that are going along there. So, I mean, this is probably one of, if not again, the more unique offerings that we have here, and certainly more unique than we're seeing more broadly in the Houston market. That we really wanted to bring to scale and give people an opportunity to have more of those, true wild, Brett Ford offerings. So it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, and we understand why, right? It's definitely more of a mature palate that's tried some of these beers, kind of moved off the reservation, if you will, and looking for some new interesting things. But surprisingly, when we offer it to people, and that I think we never know. I'd say 50-50. People have an opportunity, they try it, and you just never know where people's palates are going to be. Some people really enjoy blue cheese, some people don't want it. Same thing with cilantro or anything else, right? Some people love it, some people don't want it. So I would say, the Brett category of beers probably fall well on that line where, it just depends on your palate, whether you like, maybe more profound like olives or garlic or those elements. You might like some of these things. So it's interesting. And
The other cool thing
you never
for
know who's
me-
gonna fall into the light category and who isn't. And try not to judge a book by its character when people walk in. I hope they don't do the same when they look at our beers and try something that they haven't maybe had a chance to do so before.
And the other cool thing for me is like literally all the flavor in this beer comes from the yeast. There aren't any hops contributing flavor here. The malt bill, the grain bill is super simple. Like everything you're tasting here is from the yeast. And oftentimes people forget that yeast is a very important ingredient to beer because I love a good lager, but the point of lager yeast is to really not contribute flavor, right? So this is the opposite of that. This is where everything you're tasting is from the yeast and from the fermentation and from the temperatures that you fermented at, pressures you fermented at, all that kind of thing. So it's just a super cool. And there's a lot of variables to play with when you're brewing beer, and I think having that additional yeast variable, that other dial to dial, is really fun, and that's what we're really excited about here at True Anomaly. But we do all sorts of beers. We do the lagers, we do the IPAs, but this is kind of what I get excited about.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty nuanced. It's pretty layered.
Yeah.
It's not your typical beer. Right?
It's not your everyday beer, that's for sure. Yeah.
I think it could be mine.
There you go.
Oh, look at this guy.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We get back. We'll talk more with True Anomaly. It's Drink of Ages. Special announcement from Platypus Brewery. F off, mate. The latest taproom release is an American Hefeweizen that is chalky in appearance, generously dry hopped, imparting citrus and stone fruit flavors in a light and refreshing beer. Very easy on the palate. Also hitting the taproom at Platypus is Rough End of the Pineapple, a pineapple jalapeno sour. It sounds crazy, but it works very well, especially when you pair it with the chicken wings. Food specials all week long, including Chicken Parmy Tuesdays, Surf and Turf Wednesdays, Texas Barbecue Thursdays, and Fish and Chips Fridays. PlatypusBrewing.com, open Tuesdays through Sunday. Spindletop Brewery has partnered with Texas EquiSearch, and on March 20th we'll be releasing Lost Is Not Alone IPA and having a citywide fundraiser with bars across the Houston area, tapping Lost Is Not Alone and everyone donating much needed funds to assist in covering the cost of searches. If you are not familiar with Texas EquiSearch, the organization was created in August 2000 with the purpose to provide volunteer search and recovery for lost and missing persons. Spindletop is very happy to be able to help. Look for Lost Is Not Alone March 20th at Spindletop Brewery and in the good beer bars across Houston the following week. Eureka Heights has been making interesting and approachable and fun beer since 2016. If you like awards, they got them. How about 2 gold medals at the Great American Beer Festival, the largest beer competition in the United States? The beers include flagships like Buckle Bunny Cream Ale, one of my all-time favorites, Mini Boss IPA, to seasonals like Neon Moon Belgian Single, plus launching soon, Fizzy Pants Hard Seltzer. You can find their tasty beverages all across Houston or at the taproom located in the Heights. The taproom is currently open Thursday through Sunday and is probably jamming out to some yacht rock right now, keeping it smooth and mellow. Eureka Heights, grab some beers and some high fives. All right, we are back on. This is Drink of Ages Radio Show, coming to you from True Anomaly Brewing Company, and we are in I guess this is the final segment, so you guys broke out the big guns. We have Tom Ahlstrom and Michael Duckworth, co-founders.
Gets
True
harder
Anomaly.
every time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Every segment, he's like,
Man.
ooh.
Every time it's like, don't mess up these names.
Yeah.
Don't
It's amazing
mess
because
them up.
we've been friends for a long time. My name's still written like in capital letters across.
I have
the
Tom
notebook.
Painter written down here, and I have DJ Muskratch as well.
Yeah.
It is, and honestly,
And he does every show with them.
yeah. But honestly, the reason is so I don't forget to mention things, right?
yeah.
That's what this is, and so I write down.
After so many
yes,
beers, it becomes a little bit of a
we
struggle.
have been friends for a long time. I mean, this goes back how many years now that I met you?
I want to say 7, 8,
I
9.
would something along those lines, yeah. Back when before it was True Anomaly, back in the Apogee.
Apogee days.
Yeah. Before it was cool. Before it was Drink of Ages, maybe. I don't
Before-
know. Yeah.
I don't know what we were before that, but yeah, no. But I do write down like people's names because we are drinking high-powered ABV beers, and so basically, I have to remember to just like mention who's on the show. If not, then I was like, hey, what are we drinking now? But yeah, since we're trying to be a legit radio show.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Sounds
thank you.
legit to me.
Trying.
I'm glad to be
Yeah.
on one.
But I think friendship is kind of how we should lead this kind of last final hurrah high ABV segment because, we were talking over the break about how, during the break about how you guys have known each other for a long time and are great friends. John and I have been on many couches all around the world together, like great friends.
Not like spooning, but
Not
just,
spooning. No, I mean,
Well, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
spooning.
I didn't know that
that's-
was a calculation we had. Shit, how many couches have we been on together?
I'm pretty
With
sure.
spooning.
I'm pretty sure we've spooned before. I can't say.
We just
but
cut to the chase. I wanted to build it up a little.
It's probably
the
happened.
worst part is when you're laying there and somebody walks out of the room. They're like, "Oh, y'all are on the couch again?" Like,
No,
yeah,
no,
man,
no,
it was a
John,
good
John.
night." Anybody naked? They're like, I hope not.
Yeah, I
A
go
lot of
either
4
way,
a.m.
man.
drunken loop arguments where you just kind of have the same argument over and over again and just restarts.
Yeah, drunken loop. Gotcha.
That's what it is. It's a drunken
It's a good
loop.
beer name.
But how do you? So you guys met way back in the day, so like over 15 years ago.
We did, yes, yeah. We met working at NASA together. Was our, I think, both respective first jobs out of college. We had interned previously.
05.
Yep, got to know each other really well during that time frame, and then ended up living together. And during that time frame, Tom's actually first present, I think, ever to me was a brew kit
Probably.
for Christmas. Yeah, he bought me, and I say me, and you can't see. There's the little quote.
That's a
marks
good
there.
wife.
Hey, I bought you a blender.
The
Yeah,
turkey
right.
fryer. It was the turkey fryer with the stainless steel pot.
Right. Yeah. So we had been brewing with friends and colleagues in the area for maybe a year or so before that. Actually, maybe not that long, but pretty quickly we took a liking to it and then just started brewing together. And again, that was 15 plus years ago, where Tom gave me that first pot, and then we started just right out the gate putting together beers and trying new fun stuff. And then not too long after that, we picked up a couple others and started putting a whole little club together and started brewing more and more. And then eventually we ended up putting more of our beer in the hands of our friends, who asked us to start doing that more and more often, weirdly enough, and to host parties and different events
Chili
and things.
cook-offs and
Yeah, so
weddings
really,
and
I think we got
things
our
like that,
our
yeah.
big footing was in the chili cook-off there at JSC, Johnson Space Center, that got us just out and forced us to really brew a lot
Right.
more product to really go through. We used to cook through, oh God, I don't even want to say, like 12, 20 slims through a chili. I mean, when you're giving it away, you can go through it pretty
It's
quick.
free.
So,
And the only other beers available were, Shiner and Miller Lite, which is nothing wrong with either one of those, but we would go through a fair amount of homebrew at that event. So.
Yeah, and if you homebrew it, if you can build up 20 slims of a homebrew, you're brewing a lot.
Brewing a whole lot.
And we were at
So
that
how
time.
did you guys get from there to here?
Well, Duck, real quick, Duck is
Yeah.
skipping a step or two. We're like,
nah, that was about how it happened.
Of the couches and the
I mean,
studio,
he's more
yeah.
focused on the beer, which is fantastic. But what we do need to really dial back is like back there in 05, where Duck is more like a fine wine, where you get to appreciate Mr. Michael Duckworth here the longer you know him. At first I wasn't really
Compliment.
I wasn't
Thank you.
necessarily the largest fan of this fine gentleman to my right over
like
here.
a
which,
Brett, maybe.
the first time I met him. So it took a while for us to get to warm, and as you get to know him, he's a better guy, and that's why we.
Now, I mean, I know.
He's
He's more and more
engaged.
backhanded as we go.
He's
I think. I
engaged
don't know,
now, so you can
I can't
ask.
tell if these are compliments.
I know.
Or, like, what's
It
going
started
on.
so strong, I think, with friends like these. I'm not sure. All right.
It's fun to look back and see where we came from and how far we've come, basically, and so it's been a long journey, and we've really enjoyed it. Growing up, brewing together has been great. Living together was awesome. All that kind of thing, and moving to this big brewery. How we got here, basically, I mean, Duck at some point, Michael came here and was like, we used to have kind of weekly or bi-weekly meetings with our co-founders, and we got to the point where it was like we were kind of stalling a little bit. We're like, we knew we had this really good homebrew club called Apogee Brewing, and we're like, we weren't sure if we are going to open a brewery or not. And then eventually Duck was like, I'm opening a brewery with or without you guys. And he had half the business plan written already, and we're like, why'd you do that? But at the same time, he's like, thank you for doing that. And we knew we had to tag along and follow his lead. So that's kind of where we're at. And he took the lead and opened this place. So
Oh, I
yeah.
appreciate it. That's
Yeah.
why that's why he likes me now, because now he gets to brew beer for a living. And he's like, thanks for making that happen. No,
Right.
no, it was every step of the way, just a team project. I mean, I would say we were again very fortunate having the background we did and working at NASA and instilling a lot of just great qualities and project management utilities in us and knowledge from that. So, I always like to give a holler back that way. And quite honestly, obviously our whole kind of theme here at the brewery follows suit with that, where we try to give gentle nods back to the space industry and honestly what's in the backyard of Houston today. And many people don't realize that, you've got this very cool asset that's just right down the street, not but 20, 30 minutes away, where you can go and visit Rocket Park, which is obviously one of our beer namesakes, but a real honest to God real thing where you can go and look at space rockets that went to space and go follow some of the story of the amazing things that have happened here in Houston. So quite honestly, one of the exciting things for us in opening this brewery was not only the beer and what we wanted to do, but also just promote in our own way a little bit of NASA and quite honestly the exploration that happens here in Houston. All of us are transplants to Houston. I'm a Texas boy. Generally, I was born, raised here, everything else. I've lived all across the state, but I've spent the majority of my time now as an adult here in Houston, and we've really grown to appreciate it. And like I said, we have a 17-year friendship, and all that whole time was spent here in the city, where it's one of those cities where it's not a win you over when you first walk in type city, but it's one of those places you live here for a while and you come to protect it and you come to love it and
Get
cherish
to know
it.
Get to love it.
And
Yeah.
then people come in and then you start saying, hey, respect this place because it's ours. And we have so many fabulous things that are happening that our brewery, we really wanted to utilize one of those things to point back to one of the great things in Houston that's going on. And that's it being, really at the center and maybe the city of exploration. Where we're exploring not only space, obviously, which we're near and dear to our hearts, but, oil, gas, banking, medical industry. There's so many things in Houston food, first and foremost, right? I mean, we are maybe number 1, 2, 3, I don't know, but
Melting
the
pot.
nation of not melting pot, cultural diversity, everything else, but it brings all those great flavors and tastes to Houston, which again, now that we have so many, different beer offerings, we can go and do those food pairing complements. We're trying to bring more of that back into the brewery as well. So, for us, a lot of the excitement was not only in the beer and us coming to fruition and our mind's eye of bringing a brewery, but also how we could tie back to space, to exploration, and really promote Houston in general. That concept of rising tide lifts all ships. We believe in that. We believe in that not just for craft brew, but for Houston in general. And I think more craft places that come together, provide their best foot forward, show just the quality stuff that's being made here in Houston is where we would like to fall into and push forward. So I'll get off my soapbox now. I felt like I made a little bit of a tirade there.
Man,
Right?
I'm actually.
No,
I don't want you to get off.
I'm
yet.
impressed.
I'm feeling
I'm
proud.
It's like a speech.
Yeah,
It's like a speech.
Houston.
I'm getting
be
my
proud of
Houston
Houston
tattoo.
a little bit, I mean, we're proud to be here. I want everybody to be proud to be part of this city and, putting out amazing products that people should cherish.
It's
and hold
absolutely
regard
true.
to.
I mean, I'm from Minnesota. I went to school in Wisconsin, so I've got that Midwest bent to me. But like Houston's grown on me over these years, like you couldn't believe. I mean, it's a really super cool city. Like you said, John, the food is absolutely incredible. You can't beat it anywhere in the world. I don't know, maybe not the world, but for
I've
me,
been to a lot of places,
yeah.
and
Like,
it's always good to go home and eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just incredible, and sure, there's things we could do better, but this city's really cool, and I dig it, and I've been here for a long, long time, and coming from up north and moving down here, I've really enjoyed myself.
Yeah. So, I mean, we started the segment talking about friendship, and I think at the end of the day, obviously the friends that we've built along the way that we started this company with, meeting you guys. I mean, it's just that's the community. When we talk about the brew community, that's what I think about. People always, to me, wonder what that is. I mean, it's right here. I mean, this is us coming together, having people join us that we've met well over the years that are still wanting to pursue new things and live in a city of exploration again. But one of the other things I want to mention real quick is I think this conversation started honestly because we brought a couple new beers to the table. One of them was the Liberty Bell 7, and the other one was the Friendship 7, which obviously by the
Brings us back to
name
beer.
there,
Brings us back to
the
beer.
Friendship 7. Yeah, that's my job here on the show.
So the
is
Liberty
just
Bell
to
7.
wrap it
Somebody
together.
has to always bring it back to beer.
The Liberty
Yeah.
Bell 7, which I think is mostly actually already drunk, which is great, was a food. Sorry, let me grab the bottle.
Both these are food or age beers.
Yeah, food or age beer, Liberty Bell 7. It was brewed with a Lithuanian farmhouse yeast. Remind me the name?
Juno?
Javaru.
Javaru.
Javaru, Lithuanian farmhouse, and then we dry hopped it with lemongrass, we dry hopped it with lemon drop hops and added lemongrass as well. So that's what this one is. It's got a little bit of that oak flavor from the fooder, little tartness, not a lot, really easy drinking. That's Liberty Bell 7, and then we're about to pour Friendship 7 here, which is
A saison. It's a straight line saison. I would say if such a category existed, it would be known as an imperial saison.
Imperial saison.
Right. So
So
let's
it's like
just
10%.
we'll lobby the BA to add that one for next
you go.
year.
There you go.
But it's a 9.9% saison. So another sneaky one kind of
Wonderful.
comes up on you. Definitely has a little bit of farmhouse quality to it as well. Again, because of the food or age process there. But not as much of the wild character. Really drinks as more of a straight saison. Maybe has a little bit of funk in the background, real nascent. But again, big heavy hitting saison. It's the season.
There you go.
It is definitely the season, and I'm not sure if this is good. Probably good for the radio that this is the end of the show. And so if you want to see what happens afterwards, you got to look for the after show, that's on the internet. I'm not going to tell you how to find it, but it is out there. The
Is that what it's on?
OnlyFans. If you want to look
that's
that
what
up.
He told me earlier.
But appreciate you guys coming out. I mean, the beers are really great. You guys have a really kick-ass spot over here, and you're doing something very unique to the area. And the beers, I can't tell you. And it's just when I talk to people, they're like, "Hey, where should we go for this or that?" It's like it doesn't matter. Just stop by True Anomaly and just try the beers because
Appreciate
they
you.
are really, really good.
Thank you, sir.
The sours, like I said, the sours are some of my favorite beers ever made, and you guys are doing a really good job of them. 9.9%?
9. Just call it 10.
Just call it
easier.
10?
It's easier that way.
The pours are getting bigger, John, and so is the ABV.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that
Well,
note,
you guys asked us to step it up as we go, and that's what we've done.
Right.
yeah.
There he
Well,
shifts the blame there at the end.
appreciate you guys having us out. It's
Absolutely.
been a whole lot of fun hanging out with you guys. It's been way too long for one, and
for
so
sure.
Cheers.
No,
very
we're glad you guys are back recording again. I know, we obviously had a little hiatus there with the pandemic and everything. It's great to have you guys back. So
Appreciate you. Yeah,
I think
love you
the
guys.
Houston beer community is well benefited from your show, and we want you to keep going. So
Well, I enjoy drinking beer with you guys. So
Yeah. Yeah, you
it's
see
I
how
don't-
kind he is to other people?
I, I sat there for almost a year going, I think it's time to get back. 'Cause
There you
there's
go.
a
These
lot of beers that
hangovers
I'm
need to be
missing.
productive.
A lot of beers that I'm missing. So, but True Anomaly, real quick, what's the Taproom Hours? People can come by.
Yeah, sure. Monday through Thursday, 2 to 10 p.m. Friday, 2 to midnight. Saturday, noon to midnight. Sunday, noon to 8 p.m. Those are general hours. So every day, 7 days a week. If it's midday, just come on by. You'll figure it out.
All right, Tom, Michael, thanks for having us out, man. It's been a whole
Thank
lot of
you,
fun.
guys.
And on behalf of Tom Painter, DJ Muskrat, myself, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. You can listen to any old show sponsored by No Label Brewing Company by going to drinkingages.com, SoundCloud, iTunes, all kind of other places. Jason Sparza from Hell and High Water Productions for doing the awesome video of the whole show. And we'll talk to everybody next week. We will be at New Magnolia.
nice.
No,
Another
nice.
great- they
We
make
were
some good
just
beers.
did a collab with them last week.
We did.
There you go.
All right, talk to everybody next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.